Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at the energy for the next week via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We are officially in Pisces season. We did transition into Pisces season last week, but this is our first full week. We're coming off of a new moon in Aquarius, and Mercury is going to go into retrograde. Wah wah. That is our big event this week. It's interesting. It's aspected to Venus, so it is going to put into focus relationships, dynamics, whether we can work together harmoniously or not. We've been seeing this pop up a lot in our readings lately. So some of the energy that we've been dealing with in relationship dynamics is going to be coming to fruition. It's going to be highlighted. And I think I'll be able to post a Mercury retrograde video where we can actually look a little more in depth at the astrology, how it's going to play out. But topically, surfacely speaking, it's going to deal a lot with our relationships and whether or not we can work together. The downside of Mercury retrograde is it does often inhibit our communication, the way we're understanding, receiving things. Things can get lost in translation, and if we're not comfortable enough to clarify or to dig a little bit deeper, or maybe we're dealing with someone who just doesn't want to go down that road, it can make things tense, right? But that's kind of why we come into these types of things in life, right? To help us grow, to help us evolve, and really, excuse me, I'm still getting over something, so my voice might be a little bit hoarse, and I'm a little congested, but otherwise, where it's helping us to grow and strengthen our relationships. And when we can surrender, right, find some type of authenticity, of vulnerability around who and what we're dealing with, not always easy, especially in those more tense situations, dynamics. It really does make us feel better about ourselves when we can handle situations regardless of how other people or dynamics are showing up. When we can handle those situations out of integrity, that's really where our empowerment lies. We're being forced to, like I said, deal with the messier relationship dynamics right now. And this Mercury retrograde does also highlight false friends, hidden enemies, people who might be saying one thing to your face but doing something behind your back, etc. Not to fearmonger. Don't pick it up if it doesn't resonate, right? But that's what we have to stay attuned to, really. And we'll get into this a little bit more, but just kind of keeping your awareness about things. The astrology helps promote that, so you're not feeling like a deer in headlights per se. Intuition is heightened during Pisces season and also during this retrograde. It's actually going to be in retrograde for the whole of Pisces season. It goes direct March 20th. So it's going to give us the opportunity to really listen to what our instincts are saying. And that's so important right now, especially with that Saturn and Neptune conjunct they just moved into Aries fairly recently. And that talks about really listening to the intuition on the level that we're investing in ourselves. Like, we're making choices that are good for ourselves. You're making choices that are good for you. Yeah, don't screw people over. I think that's bad karma, but it's more about putting yourself first, taking your wants, your needs into account first, because no one else is going to do that, right? So, long-winded. Thank you for bearing with me. That's why I like to start off the readings with an energy cleansing, just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. Cleanse out those places we might feel blocked or limited. It's a really good time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. definitely give that over. Be open to receive. Spirit's always looking to speak to us, and oftentimes we just have to ask our question and look for the answer. Look for the symbolism. Look for how Spirit is speaking to us, right? I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services, and readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you're interested in more of that rebalancing of self, alignment of your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. And I would love to help support in whatever way. Definitely, if you're interested, hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, with that, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and sense and understand the messages clearly. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama Love. All right, so let's get into it. I feel like your energy is like really observant going into this week. Like you might be not making a lot of moves, or whatever moves you are making within yourself, right? Like you might not be as focused on the world around you. Yes, taking note of what's going on, how it's affecting you, so to speak. I'm just pulling up my astrology chart. Beginning of the week, we have a lot of supportive energy. Where we're seeing the tension is kind of same old stuff we've talked about. Frustrations that things aren't moving faster, or we're not in a place that we want, that, you know, we think we deserve, or where we want to be. Some of these learning lessons that we're moving through, as I've said numerous times, can be pretty long-winded. But that's also, what's going to make it more satisfying when things come to fruition, when things actually manifest. I was talking with someone about that, and they were just saying how they're preparing for like the best time of their life. And I love this manta ray energy because it speaks to, I'm hearing like fluidity, going with the flow. Maybe that's a little surface, but I'm hearing this also as having